Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, I just want to give a very quick disclaimer. This video is going to be all about poop in pregnancy. So if you are offended by poop, if poop makes you squeamish, or if poop is just a little too taboo for you, then this is not your video. Just click out of it now and I will see you in the next one. If this is your first time visiting my channel, hi, welcome. My name is Kelsey. I'm a wife and a mom of 3 kids, ages 6, 4, and 2, and I am currently pregnant with baby number 4 who is due in November. So today we're talking all about constipation during pregnancy. Unfortunately, I think constipation is something that a lot of women in general struggle with, especially during pregnancy. And also, unfortunately, I think the topic is pretty taboo and women are taught to be ladylike, and that poop is not ladylike, and therefore a lot of us just kind of suffer silently. And I think a lot of women don't realize how many other women are struggling with the same thing, and we don't give women the tools that they need to help manage and prevent constipation. So today I want to knock that wall down and talk about the 5 things that I found most beneficial in helping me prevent and manage constipation during pregnancy. As I said, I'm currently almost to the end of my pregnancy with baby number 4, so I am no stranger to the uncomfortable parts of pregnancy, including constipation. I have struggled with varying degrees of constipation throughout my pregnancies. My first pregnancy, I had very severe constipation, and my second and third, it was an intermittent problem for me, I will say, not quite as bad as the first. And fortunately, with this pregnancy, I've only had very minor bouts of constipation, thanks mostly to the fact that now I'm a lot better at staying on top of it and managing it proactively. So there are a couple of reasons why pregnant women are way more prone to constipation than your average person. Number 1, and probably the biggest culprit, is progesterone, which is a hormone. Progesterone is a hormone that's in our bodies all the time. As women, the progesterone levels in our body fluctuate throughout the month based on our menstrual cycle. But when we get pregnant, our progesterone levels increase and they stay elevated throughout our entire pregnancy, which helps keep baby safe and comfy and healthy in our uterus. Unfortunately, progesterone is a hormone that kind of relaxes everything and slows everything down. And it also slows down the movement of digestive food through our digestive tract, which can lead to constipation. As baby grows and gets bigger in our uterus starts to put pressure on our intestines as well when we're pregnant. And that also can cause problems with constipation because it almost puts pressure on our intestines and creates a roadblock for stool to move through the way that it is supposed to. So between progesterone and the pressure from our uterus, pregnant women are way more prone to having problems with constipation during pregnancy. Without further ado, let's get right into the 5 things that I have found to be the most helpful in preventing and managing constipation during pregnancy. Number 5 is do not ignore the urge to poop. We've all been there where we're out and about doing something and we get the urge to poop, but we try to ignore it because we're either too busy and it's inconvenient, or we are embarrassed to have to take a bathroom break. Just do not do this. The problem is that when we ignore the urge, the stool just sits in our intestines, and our intestines naturally absorb water from the stool. So the longer it sits there as we ignore the urge, the more water is getting absorbed from your stool, making it harder and more difficult to pass. So although it can be inconvenient sometimes to find a bathroom or to take the time to poop, just poop. I promise you that it will be well worth it in the end, and the small amount of time that you're gonna spend now not ignoring the urge far outweighs the stress and pain and struggle of being constipated later. So do not ignore the urge to poop. Number 4 is Colace, or the generic brand is called docusate sodium, I believe it's pronounced. And Colace is a medication that is a very gentle stool softener. I think you can take it up to 3 times a day, but definitely look at the bottle and talk to your doctor. Unfortunately, I don't have a bottle of it. I thought I did, but I don't have one around at the moment. But it is a gentle stool softener Because it is so gentle, it is not great for helping with really severe constipation. It is better for treating really minor constipation or to take daily as a preventative to help keep things regular to prevent you from getting constipated. I have taken Colace in all 3 and soon to be 4 of my postpartum periods daily to prevent constipation, because constipation is also miserable in the postpartum period when you have so much going on down there. I started taking Colace in my first pregnancy when I started having problems with constipation and continued to take it daily throughout. And then I also took it in my second and third pregnancies to help prevent problems with constipation. I have not taken it this time around because I haven't found that I've needed it, since I'm doing other things to stay on top of my constipation this time around. But I definitely have found it helpful in the past, like I said, particularly if you start taking it before you run into problems. Number 3 is the most quintessential thing that I feel like everybody tells you will help prevent constipation, and it just seems so simple, but it works, and it is fiber. Fiber is great at preventing constipation. It helps keep things moving in a timely manner through your digestive tract. Now, the best source, in my opinion, of fiber is fresh fruits and vegetables. I can't stress enough how important those things are for getting natural fiber to help keep things moving. In my first pregnancy, I was not great about eating a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, and I think that was a big part of my problem. If you struggle with getting in enough fiber in your diet, you can take Metamucil. This is just a generic brand of Metamucil from CVS. It's basically just synthetic fiber, for lack of a better term. I'm not sure that that's really the most scientific way to describe it, but it's fiber that you take. It's in a powder form, and you just mix it in a drink up to 3 times a day to help get your fiber intake in. It does work. I took it every day in my first pregnancy, and I think I took it some in my second pregnancy as well. And I will say, this one that I have is orange flavored. I don't know if they make other flavors. I'm not well researched on that, I'm sorry. But I believe they might have some other flavors. The orange, I always just mixed in orange juice and found that the most tolerable. It does get a little bit chalky, which isn't the greatest, and it's not the best tasting, but it's not terrible. It's definitely more than manageable to drink it in a glass of orange juice. Luckily, in my third and now this pregnancy, I haven't needed to take the Metamucil, and I've been fine without it because I've really been trying to get more fresh fruits and vegetables in my diet, which has helped immensely. Just a disclaimer here as well, please talk to your doctor before you start taking any medications. All the medications that I'm talking about, I have been told by my doctor are safe to take during pregnancy, but you should always check with your doctor to make sure that these things are safe for you to be taking during your pregnancy as well. On to number 2, which I swear by and has been my saving grace so many times in the past in terms of being constipated while pregnant, and that is Miralax. Once again, I just have the generic brand here from Kroger called Lax. The generic name is polyethylene glycol. This truly was my lifesaver during my first pregnancy when I got to the point where I was just miserable with constipation. It's another one that's a powder. You pour a cap full into a glass of liquid, and you can use water, juice, Gatorade. I like to drink it in Body Armor sometimes. I will say, I think that the Miralax tastes way better and is way more easy to drink than the Metamucil. It just dissolves better if you make sure to mix it in really well till it's fully dissolved, especially if you drink it in Gatorade or something that has some flavor. You can't even really tell you're drinking it. You can take it daily as like a preventative, or you can just take it when you need it. With my first pregnancy, I started taking it when I was already miserable, and then once things got moving, I just kept taking it every single day religiously to make sure that I didn't run into problems again. And with my second pregnancy, I took it daily as well for most of my pregnancy because I was terrified of getting the same level of constipation that I'd had with my first pregnancy. In my third pregnancy, I just took it as I needed it here and there. If I went a day or two without going and I felt myself getting a little bit constipated, I would take it to prevent it from getting way worse. This pregnancy, because of some of the other things that I've been doing to manage everything, I haven't felt the need to take it at all, which I'm thankful for. So I haven't taken it at all this pregnancy, but I always have it handy and available in case I do need it, because like I said, it has been such a lifesaver for me in the past. And finally, number one, which is the most basic and easy to come by thing, but the biggest help when it comes to preventing constipation, and that is water. Just straight 100% water. I know it sounds so stereotypical to say that you should drink water to prevent constipation. I feel like doctors and health people and everyone really is always telling us to drink enough water, and it seems so basic and common sense, but it also seems like, what's water really gonna do? How's water gonna be more effective than medication? I swear to you that water in and of itself is equally powerful to any of the other medications that we've talked about. In my past pregnancies, I have been very chronically dehydrated, particularly with my first pregnancy. I just did not drink much water at all, maybe like one small plastic bottle of water a day, or two on a day where I really went above and beyond to try to be hydrated. I just didn't have the knowledge of how much water our bodies really need to function optimally. About a year and a half ago, I researched how much water I should actually be drinking, and I started drinking a lot more water to try to get my body into optimal health, and it has made such a difference in my overall health, and I think is the greatest contributor to the fact that I have not really had hardly any issue with constipation during this pregnancy. For the past year and a half since I started, I have religiously hit my goal water intake every day, and yeah, I can't say enough about how powerful I think water really is for our overall health and in preventing constipation. They say that a good goal is to drink your weight in kilograms in ounces of water daily. So for those of us in the United States that aren't used to dealing with the metric system, we can take our weight in pounds and divide it by 2.2, which will give you your weight in kilograms. And that is the number of ounces of water that you should be aiming to drink every day. I actually drink a little bit over my goal. So most days I drink anywhere from like 100 to 120 ounces of water in a day. And once again, it's made such a difference. It can be really intimidating and hard to drink that much starting out. I recommend getting a big water bottle. My water bottle is 32 ounces, and I drink usually 3.5 to 4 bottles of that a day. So I try to aim for one at breakfast time, one at lunchtime, one at dinner time, and one by bedtime. And that has helped me to kind of break it up throughout the day so I can stay on track and see how much I'm drinking. It's very difficult the first like week or two that you try to do it to get all the water in, but after that your body gets used to it, and honestly you will crave water if you're not getting enough. But yeah, I just cannot talk enough about the power of water and how important it is in helping to manage constipation during pregnancy. It has single-handedly been the most important thing for me, and I cannot recommend it enough. So that is all of the tips that I have for today. I hope that these are helpful for someone and that they can prevent even just one person from struggling the way that I did in my first pregnancy. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in following along with the rest of my pregnancy or motherhood journey, please subscribe. And definitely leave me a comment down below. Let me know if constipation is something that you've struggled with, and if you've had success using any of the things that I mentioned today, or if there was something else that I don't know about that was really helpful for you. Thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.